Tell me a little bit about your background as regards startups.
Sure. I'm both a researcher and a practical manager.
Great.
So I was doing a lot of research in the past. I have Ph.D. from Moscow State University, and I was a visiting scholar here at UC Berkeley at the House School of Business.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I was always passionate about trying to implement either my knowledge that I gained during my master's program or my ideas from as result of my research. That's why I was always working. I was working for one of the biggest telecommunication operators based in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Wimpelcom.
Mm-hmm.
And I was responsible for tapping new ideas, new technologies, for elaborating strategies for new business areas, for trial launchers, and for partnership development.
Mm.
So thus, I was interacting a lot with startups because there were many startups in Russia coming to me saying, well, we have this great idea, we have this great technology, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
Would Wimpelcom be interested? And that's how I started working with startups. And I saw some challenges that startups face, and I tried to help them, I tried to explain them. And being part of Wimpelcom, I was trying to see what opportunities this startup might have at Wimpelcom in particular.
Yes.
How can a big company can help a small company to grow,
Yes.
whereas trying to capture value in some new markets that the startup is trying to target as well.
Right.
For past half a year, I'm doing a lot of mentoring and consulting for startups.
Mm-hmm.
I do it both in San Francisco and in Moscow.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few startups that I'm working here and trying to help them with a business model design, with business development, and with go-to-market strategy. As well as I have some startups in Moscow that are writing to me, and I'm having sometimes some conference calls with them, trying to see how I can help them from here. And
So you've got your hands right across the Atlantic.
yes, I'm trying to cover both areas.
Yeah, make a difference in the two continents. Very good, very good.
Yeah. At the same time, we see some challengers
Yes.
for Russian startups to grow
Yes.
and to have some feedback of some professionals or some experts
Of
from
course.
different industries. And that's a big difference from what you can see here.
Of course.
Because here in the Bay Area, where all this atmosphere is trying to nurture these startups, in Russia, although there is a big buzz about innovations, about startups, there is not much help that these companies can find. There are a few venture capital funds, so you can go to them and try to get money, but it doesn't mean that you will get some business support and business help in terms
Yes.
of mentoring. So it's very hard to find some mentors in Russia just to
Yes.
talk to a person, show your idea, show your business model, and ask if this person is an expert in this industry
Yes.
or in this particular area, if he thinks that it's gonna work. So that's why recently one of my former partners from Ernst & Young Russia and I decided to create some kind of a community
Right.
for mentors.
Right.
We try to bring together mentors and startups, and we launched this project just on Facebook to try.
Yes.
And we launched it like a month ago,
Yes.
and we had a lot of startups, a lot of people coming, trying to see what's going on and to ask questions.
Very
So
exciting.
that's a good movement in
Yes.
Russia. That's a very healthy, I would
Yes.
say, movement that
Yes.
you can really see that startups, how do you say, startups atmosphere, startups initiatives
Flourishing, yeah.
are growing in
That's
the
great.
country, and our idea is to support this growth.
That's wonderful. That sounds like really good value. I know that you're very focused on business models for startups.
that's
Could you
true.
talk a little bit about what your orientation is in that regard?
Sure. I started working with business models a few years ago when I came to Berkeley. And I did a research on business models, on what business model is and how you can apply it in the organization. And I elaborated like a decision-making tree for companies for both that can be used both by startups and by large corporations
Right.
to design business models. So basically, it intends to guide companies through this challenging business model design process to come up with an innovative business model. Because what we saw during the research, we studied a few companies, we saw that sometimes, and now I would say in more and more cases, technology, even a patented technology and a most brilliant technology, sometimes it doesn't bring you a competitive advantage and a sustainable competitive advantage, because your competitor can come up with a slightly different technology, but it will bring the same value to the same target audience.
Okay.
So what really brings you competitive advantage is a business model. It's a mix of technology, business components, marketing elements, all together.
Yes.
If you put it correctly, I mean, if it matches your business, it matches your target audience, that's what will make you successful on the market. That's why I decided to focus on this subject. I
Yes.
had this research, and I implement the business model design processes back at Wimpel.com as how a big company can use these ideas to design like new and potentially disruptive business model for its products.
That's great.
And now I'm trying to help startups to do the same.
Yes.
Because my experience shows that many startups, they have really brilliant ideas regarding technologies or regarding some service ideas, but in many cases they lack the design, the business design. They do not know how to target what audience to target,
Yes.
what how to work with partners, what value they can bring, how they can bundle their products, and that's what I'm trying to help startups with.
Fabulous. I know, because my theory is we're really in the midst of a huge change as regards the startup world, and we have to really rethink the old business models and the old ways of raising revenue within a business. And I think, many people easily fall back on the old models, go for advertising or whatever. But I think really the chasm really that we have to jump, a lot of us, is to actually get really creative and think about new ways of doing business. And so I gather that you'd be in the heart of all of that, correct, in that innovative model?
Yeah, that's true, but what is more important is that, well, one thing is to derive revenues from your business, so it's monetization mechanism, what we call in the business model theory, it's monetization mechanism. One thing is to be innovative in these,
Yes.
but a different thing is to be innovative in value propositions or in your bundling, and that's also a part of business model.
Yeah.
And you need to think about it as a combination of different elements, not just a monetization mechanism. And that's what helps you to be creative.
Fabulous. Thanks for that little tip. Look, I really appreciate you offering your time up today, and hopefully we'll have the link for your download of your white paper so that a lot of women and any entrepreneur actually can access that. I think it should be really valuable for them.
Sure, I hope that it will be very helpful, and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.